It's basically a wake-up call. It's a wake-up call from the universe saying, hello, there's something greater out there for you. And I'm just giving you a little nudge, which might seem like a big nudge. Hello, good morning, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Maya, and I help you not only heal from your past trauma, but also create and live the life that you so deeply deserve and can have. So today I want to talk about accidents and how they could be blessings, and usually are, but it's so hard to see that in the moment. When we have an accident, maybe it's a physical car crash, or maybe it's just something not going to plan, and it just seems like, oh, this isn't supposed to happen this way. You know, these things, they happen for a reason after all, even if we think, oh, it shouldn't be this way, or why me? Why did that car hit me? Maybe, you know, it wasn't your fault. You were just driving along. All of a sudden, a car crashes into you out of nowhere. And these things do happen. And we could possibly go into, oh, why me? And then blame the other car and find out everything that's wrong with the other car. Maybe they were speeding, or it doesn't really matter. It happened. And now we can choose, okay, am I going to be a victim? This has happened to me, and poor me, and oh, you know, I had this terrible accident and my body is hurt. In fact, I actually spoke to somebody the other day, and she was saying that she actually had this horrific car accident, I think she said about 5 or 6 years ago, where she'd broken her back. And it immediately reminded me of Joe Dispenza. And in the moment, they seem terrible, absolutely terrible. I mean, you've broken your back, doctors are telling you that you're not going to walk again, and you just feel like, well, what? You know, how could this just happen out of the blue, completely blindsided? Life was going fine, and all of a sudden, completely changed. Everything is different. And sometimes that's necessary. So that's what I'm getting at in this video. Sometimes these things happen for a very, very, very good reason, and they don't happen to us, but rather they happen for us. This is where we can choose, okay, either we stay in this victim place and blame everything around us, or we can say, okay, this has happened for me. How could this possibly have happened for me? Let me find out what is going on here. And then you can find the potential, the possibility in this situation. And even though it might seem so difficult and so unfair, it is still happening for you, because everything happens for us. And that might be very, very difficult to hear sometimes, especially when you've just been hit by a car, it was not your fault, you've broken your back. How could this be happening for you? It just seems so not true. It seems like a very, very bad thing in the moment, right? And again, that reminds me of the story of the farmer who, you might have heard this before, so I'll just go through it really quickly. The farmer who had a son and a horse, and he lived on a farm, and one day the horse ran away, and the villagers said, oh, what bad luck, your horse ran away. And he said, oh, we'll see. And then a few days later, the horse came back with 4 wild horses, and the villagers said, oh, what good luck. Now you have 5 horses, that's amazing. And he said, oh, we'll see, yeah, good luck, we'll see. And then the son was trying to tame the wild horses. He fell off the wild horse and he broke his leg. I know, there's a lot of body parts breaking in this episode. But anyway, bear with me. And he broke his leg. And then the villager said, oh, what bad luck. Your son, he broke his leg. That's terrible. And he said, oh, we'll see. And then not long after that, a war broke out, and the army came through saying, oh, we need all capable young men to fight in this war. And of course, his son had broken his leg, so he can't be summoned to go and fight in the war. And so the villagers say, oh, what good luck. So as you can see, there are many different situations where it's first bad, and then it's good, and then it's good, and then it's bad, and it changes all the time, depending on the situation. And I think it's up to us to really find the potential and find the message and find the reason why this certain whatever has happened and shown up in our life. And so, for example, my client I was talking to the other day, she was telling me how 5 or 6 years ago she'd broken her back, and although it changed her life, it changed her life for the better. And she said it was a blessing. And I can see that, because you hear it in so many different stories. Like Joe Dispenza, right? He broke his back, not his fault. He was hit off his bicycle when he was in a race, and it was the start of his journey, and to actually create his whole story where he is at right now, being world famous, inspiring so many people, helping so many people heal, right? And so I was talking to my client, I said, oh, it reminds me of Joe Dispenza, and she doesn't even know who he is. So she did that journey on her own. And I can only imagine that it's much more difficult to do this journey on your own. But she did it. She did. She managed, and she's stronger for it. So when in a terrible situation and you just think, this is awful, this is such a bad news, this is the worst, what just happened? It's the world's fault, the world is unfair, that guy did it, la 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 la. You know, instead of going down that route and keeping yourself really small in this victim place, try and see, okay, let me just find one thing that could possibly maybe be good, or come out of the situation that could be good, right? My client, she healed her back. She changed so many things in her life. She became a totally different person. And this, she says this is the best thing that actually happened to her. After that, she went on to meet the love of her life. They now have a kid together, they got married, all of that wonderful stuff. It's amazing. But it starts with a complete life shift. Sometimes you need that. It depends where you are in life. But when these really bad things happen to you, it means you need to make big changes in your life for the better. It's basically a wake-up call. It's a wake-up call from the universe saying, hello, there's something greater out there for you. And I'm just giving you a little nudge, which might seem like a big nudge, but truly, if you just remember this one thing, that everything is happening for you. Everything is happening for you. And we can make the choice and take the opportunity to take responsibility for whatever is showing up in our life, whatever is showing up, and just take that responsibility and say, okay, I see this is showing up in my life for a reason, and it's up to me to find out what I can do with that. Why is it here? What are the opportunities? What is the potential here? Where do I need to shift? Okay, so today that was a little bit of a little motivational pick-up rant. And I hope it's been helpful. If there's only one thing you take away from the video, let it be everything happens for you. Everything happens for you. And it's up to you to allow that to be your truth, because it is. It is. The universe is helping us, it's guiding us, and even if it initially seems awful, that's just our judgment, that's our limited perspective. And just allow yourself to zoom out a little bit and see things like Michael Singer sees things. He zooms out way into space until Earth is just this tiny little dot, and he thinks, oh, okay, well, how serious do my problems look now? So that's always a good thing to just keep in mind. And just zoom out. Just zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. And then maybe you can see that whatever you're currently dealing with might be smaller than you think. All right. I wish you a wonderful day, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.